In this video, we're going to look at how one golf course became certified by the Audubon International Society. The Audubon International Society is an organization that was developed to promote high-quality environmental education and promote sustainable land management through proper wildlife management, water quality, and proper land use on areas where people interact with their environment, like golf courses, ski resorts, cemeteries, for example, and also around hotels and resort areas. The organization was established in 1986, changed its name to the Audubon International Society in 1996, and has a rather rigorous program in which you must complete to become certified, and also to maintain that certification is an ongoing process. The United States Golf Association over that time has provided the Audubon International Society with over $2 million in funds to promote this type of activity on golf courses. The golf course we're going to visit is Olde Florida in Naples. I'm standing here in Fort Lauderdale, so what you see will be a few hours from now.
My name is Darren Davis. I'm a certified golf course superintendent at Olde Florida Golf Club, which is in Naples, Florida. I was hired in September of '92 to build the golf course. We opened up in October of '93. The golf course is a Reese Jones design. It's a very unique piece of property. We own 220 acres and we have one 18-hole golf course. We're a non-residential course. We have no homes, no pools, no tennis. It is a true golf club, not a country club. It is an individual membership club. It was built with the thought that we want to have a very exclusive course that you could just play whenever you wanted to. Naples is a golf destination, and there's a lot of golf, and a lot of people want to be here to play golf. So the individuals that founded this club wanted something different. They wanted to be able to play golf whenever they wanted to play golf. There are no tee times. You just show up, put a tee in the ground, play golf. The caddy master is a very key component of the club, so he helps shuffle the play as you come around. And then there are no dinners. It's just we have a nice clubhouse that we serve breakfast and lunch. But again, there's not a big social aspect. It is a true golf club. It was founded by 15 individuals, very like-minded individuals that wanted this atmosphere. And it has certainly stood the test of time. The club will be 25 years old coming up next year. I've been at Olde Florida since 1992. Prior to coming to Olde Florida, I was the assistant golf course superintendent at the Loxahatchee Club, which is in Jupiter. It's a Jack Nicklaus course. Jack was the green chair when I was there. It was back in the time where you weren't an assistant very long. I was an assistant for 1 year and 3 months, which was a little quick. Usually it was a 2 or 3 year period, but I was there 1 year and 3 months prior to coming to Olde Florida. Prior to the Loxahatchee Club, I was at Augusta National. I had graduated college, and the then superintendent, Marsh Benson, called me at school and invited me to come back down. I had not accepted a job yet. So after graduation from Penn State, I went back to Augusta and lived on property with now golf course superintendent Brad Owen, and worked there for 6 months as I looked for a job. As Marsh said, Augusta National is a great place to do a job search. So I did that. And then, as I said, 2 years at Penn State, 2-year program at Penn State. Prior to going to Penn State, I worked at Golden Eagle, which is in Tallahassee, Florida, which is my home. Tallahassee, Florida is home for me. My mother still lives there, my brother still lives there. So that's my background, my history. Olde Florida is a certified Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary golf course. We were certified in 1995. We were the 5th course in the state of Florida to be a certified golf course, and the 50th worldwide. Prior to becoming golf course superintendent, I had a passion for the environment. Like most golf course superintendents, we are stewards of the environment. Many of us got into it because we loved being outdoors. I certainly was one of those individuals. I remember prior to going to agronomy school at Penn State, I had all of my Audubon books where I would learn the name of trees, learn the names of animals, and try to embrace the environment and just become more knowledgeable about it. So to me, the Audubon program, administered by Audubon International, was just a natural fit here. So I, after being hired as golf course superintendent and getting the golf course built, decided to jump on the program. Back then, it's changed slightly through the years, but you had categories that you had to fill out the proper paperwork and submit to become certified. You become certified in each of the different categories. I've done that, was certified as I said, and we've now since then remained certified as a period of time that you have to fill out recertification paperwork, and we have done that every year. So now we remain certified. You know, being a certified sanctuary, the reality is I don't do anything differently than I've always done. We don't do anything differently at Olde Florida than I would do. But what the program does for me is it gives us a platform to talk about what we do. With the different categories, you can talk about wildlife habitat, you can talk about water quality management. So it just gives you a platform, gives you talking points. And the program now, I mean, early days being the 5th one in Florida and 50th worldwide, it's obviously grown. The stature of the program has grown, the knowledge of the program has grown. So now people come to you, come to me, and other golf course superintendents and say, are you a certified cooperative sanctuary? And so we're able to say yes. Many areas, counties, and townships that actually have adopted the program to where if you submit for permitting, one of the questions in the permit is, are you a Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary Program? You have to be to actually get a permit. So there's a value there. The value is also being able to say to the outside world that I do the right thing. You know, just saying it, I do the right thing, I'm a steward of the environment, without something to back it up, it doesn't mean as much. But being able to say I have completed this program that proves by an outside entity that I am a good person for the environment and my golf course is good for the environment. So it gives us a nice platform to talk about the benefits of golf in the environment. Many things go into the paperwork. One thing that they are interested in is your wildlife inventory. So that's been a lot of fun. As I said, I'm passionate about learning different wildlife and the different species that are here, and so I keep a wildlife inventory. Recently, a good friend of mine who was a golf course superintendent got into the business of birds. He's an ornithologist. So Brian Beckner's his name, and Brian helps us come out twice a year and actually does a bird count. He is much more knowledgeable about the species of birds than I am, so it's been fun to have him out to help document the different species of birds. I can learn as well, and he helps me document it. So we do that twice a year. We also have a nesting box program. We have screech owls that are currently nesting on the property, as well as purple martins, and that's been fun. You know, putting the purple martins houses up prior to our winter golf season and watching the purple martins come in. I've never been really that into the birds until we did this, and it's exciting. You know, the purple martins come back every year to the same structure. So the parents come back, the ones we fledge that leave the nest and go up north come back and nest here in the winter time. So currently we have 16 purple martins that are nesting in our 2 structures. He tries to split up the different counts at different times of the day. So one time you'll come out in the morning, one time you'll come out in the evening. So he'll split up the time. You'll look for wading birds along the edges of lakes, look in the woods. He actually has apps on his phone that have the pictures and the calls of the sounds the birds make, so he can actually call the birds in. This individual also does wildlife tours for golf courses. We have a wide variety of species on the golf course. We do have alligators. We have 6 lakes. Currently looking at alligators from across the lake. We have no problem with the alligators coexisting on the golf course. They are very docile creatures. The alligators will not be aggressive unless you corner them or you go after their young. So if you're messing with their nest, where their babies are, they will become aggressive. And again, as you corner them. The only other way that they become aggressive is you feed them, and they relate you to food. So it's obviously never a good thing to feed the alligators. We don't feed the alligators here. That would be very bad. If they become too accustomed to people and they become a nuisance, we have to pull them. We've pulled very few through the years, but when we do pull them, we have a licensed trapper of the state of Florida that will relocate them to an alligator farm, so they'll have a life outside of the golf course. There are several types of sanctuaries and several types of programs in Audubon International. In our particular program, we have the option of redoing the certification paperwork or doing a site visit. So this past year, it worked out well. An individual was coming to the area anyway to give a presentation in our chapter, so we then hired that individual to recertify our golf course with a site visit. How long the program takes is like anything, it's how much you put into it. So we were originally certified in 1995. My recollection is it took me about 6 months to do it. You have different ways of doing it. A lot of my friends have had their assistants do it. So I do my recertifications every couple of years as I do them. There have been times where I've said, okay, assistants, this is your deal. And that way they got to learn the program. They documented our 2 years worth of work that we have done to submit. Becoming certified the first time, many of my friends had the assistants do the entire program. I think it's a great value for assistant superintendents to be able to tell a future employer that they're very familiar with the program and they actually did the program as an assistant at their golf course. I think it adds to your resume. Audubon International was originally the Audubon Society of New York State, and Ron Dodson was involved with that program. Ron saw the value of golf courses and saw the value of golf courses being good for the environment. So Ron, lack of a better word, maybe was a renegade. He was probably not viewed favorably among other state Audubon associations. And that eventually led to the name change of Audubon International. But what Ron was passionate about was proving to outside groups that golf is good for the environment, and golf does many positive things for the environment, for wildlife, for many things. So he took something that was being viewed as a negative for no reason and was able to help document the process on golf courses to prove to other organizations and other groups of people that golf is actually good. It's a very unique property, having no homes, no pools, no tennis, just being a golf club in the middle of the woods. We have a lot of wildlife, wildlife that may be fearful to someone who wasn't aware of that there really can coexist in a golf course. I can think of 3 stories actually. One was an alligator that migrate onto our properties. They don't actually just live here, they actually come and go with surrounding areas. So we had an alligator come into our property, and my boss was playing golf, and his ball had ended up 6 or 8 feet off the lake, and he had his back to the lake, was addressing the ball, getting ready to hit a golf shot, and his buddies were yelling at him, Tom, behind you. And boss is like, yeah, whatever. Tom, gator. And he's like, okay. Well, he finally turned around and saw the gator just casually cruising across the water. It's coming at him, and he's thinking, well, he'll turn around. And he didn't, and he kept coming. So finally my boss just stepped away from the ball. And again, they're really docile creatures. They're not going to attack you without need, without cause. So boss stepped away, gator comes up, takes a golf ball, puts it in his mouth, eats it, goes back in the lake. As I said, we don't like to pull the gators. We love them coexisting with the golf course. The members enjoy seeing them. We actually have members come out and just drive grandchildren and children around the golf course to show them the natural beauty, and they look for the gators sunning themselves in a lake bank. So we enjoy them. But this particular gator obviously had been accustomed to the golf ball. He thought it was food. So he's gotten used to food being around humans. So we had to pull that gator, and he was relocated. Another story happened this season. Members are playing on number 11. They're on number 11 teeing off, and they hear a rustling in the woods. Every hole is surrounded by woods, and they hear this rustling. They look up, and we have lots of deer on the property. and the deer comes running along, jumping along, and comes out into the turf and is going to run across the fairway, and the members look and they see a panther behind the deer chasing the deer, and the panther looks up, stops dead in his tracks, sees the members, stops, turns around, and runs back in the woods. So they kind of kidded around that they've saved a deer. So we see that periodically, and we've seen the panther throughout my 25 years frequently. There are also bobcat that we see fairly frequently on property. I guess the final story, the third one I can think of, is there are a lot of bears in the area. Growth of the community has pushed wildlife into areas such as this, where you have a good environment and not surrounded by homes. And so bear have been a slight issue in the area. Bear have certainly become more prevalent in Florida. In fact, they've almost become an issue with the quantity of bear. That's a different subject, but we do have bear on property occasionally. And I got a call one day on the radio that there was a bear running around the backside, so I got and look, and I get to hole number 12 back here and see the bear just running along, runs up to the green. I don't know what he was doing, but he just took a kind of a swipe at the flag stick, just popped the cup out of the ground, the flag stick. So I had to call my staff and say, bring a cup cutter out to 12 and reset the cup. But they interact very peacefully, and those are just 3 examples of situations where they became more prevalent or seen by the members.